you?
Yeah.
I'm like 13.
You know, there are many pedophiles on here. I would advise against telling people your
What?
age. That is very unsafe to tell people your age. People could be looking for others out there that are of a young age. I would advise against saying that.
What?
Can you put the sword away? You are really scaring my son. He is hiding in the corner.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, can you be my friend? I don't have, like, many friends. I only made 2 friends today.
Sure,
Can
my
I
son.
add you?
My son said the same thing. He doesn't have very many friends. I advised him to be more social with his classmates at school, but he doesn't have very many friends. He would like to make more. I feel like you could be a suitable friend for him.
Oh, okay. Did you get it?
Yes, I did receive it. My son will have much fun on here. He showed me this game, and
Okay.
he thinks that this is a very fun game. And
It's so hard to hear you.
my children are asleep at the moment,
So-
so I prefer to stay quiet. They are sleeping on the bed, which is several feet behind me.
Oh,
And
I see.
excuse me, ma'am, that avatar is very inappropriate. I do not want my son to be looking at stuff like this. He goes on VR chat every day, and I don't think that he would enjoy seeing that particularly. Like,
That's kind of mood.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's just like your opinion, man.
that is not my opinion. I think very many parents would agree with me. He does not like
I mean,
breasts.
like, that's just like your opinion, man. Breasts are like, they give life. So, I mean, maybe you shouldn't, teach your children to be overly sensitive to tits, bro.
I mean, like, my wife
What?
does breastfeed him
Can I
every
get your
day,
titty
but
milk?
What
Nice,
are you
man.
guys talking about?
breasts are a sack of fat that protrude off the chests of women, and it is not something that children should be looking at, particularly at a young age. And
His children are asleep.
yeah, they are sleeping several feet behind me. I would prefer to be
Okay.
quiet
Uh,
at the moment.
I don't think this conversation is good for me, so I'm gonna go over here.
Yes,
Thank
I know
you
that
for
you
the
are very young,
information,
and
though.
breasts would be very... If you could change your avatar, even if you are a male, you could change it, because my son
Isn't your
does not
son
like...
asleep?
Yes, but he goes on VR chat every day.
So therefore, he's not looking at your screen, right?
No, he is not, although there is a chance that he may come
So
on here.
therefore, since your son's not looking at the screen, like, and I ain't offending nobody except for you. I mean, like,
But I
like
do
your
try to make sure that
avatar.
everyone changes their avatar
She's
so that
from
it is as
Tails,
least
right?
inappropriate as possible, so that my son does not...
Yeah,
mean-
she's really cool. She reminds me of
So that my
Lightning.
son does not have the risk of seeing breasts by accident
her-
on here.
her
I would not like to
attitude
is
change his
tough.
mind. He does...
I mean,
Oh,
like,
that's
you know,
cool.
He does
That's really
get breastfed
cool.
I mean,
every day,
like-
but his eyes are closed
I mean,
during
like-
the process, so... Yes.
¿Tienes queso en tus pantalones?
Yo no hablo español, okay?
¿No hablo español? No entiendo
Hey, some
español.
guy.
I'm seeing
What?
so I'm not
Is it weird that my dick smells like Nutella right now?
That is fairly inappropriate to talk about. You know,
Hey,
my children are
that's
sleeping
not
directly
good to
behind
talk
me.
about
They could
that
be at
stuff.
risk of hearing this. I do not have headphones right now, so they could be listening to this. I'm trying to keep my volume as low as possible. You know, you may be scaring them.
Can you talk louder?
Oh, my bad.
Very well.
You know,
Hey,
I
hey,
will
Mary,
try to,
Mary.
but my children
I
are
love
asleep
you.
directly
Te amo.
behind me. I am too scared to awake them.
Wait,
Don't
Your
listen to
children?
my... In our household, we're Christian, and we don't believe in that. And, like, my dad got, like, really angry. And
Oh, yes,
he always causes trouble.
Yes, my wife does particularly indulge in Christianity and social justice. We try to promote the hatred of racism, and we try to accept all people of all
Yeah,
kinds
Mary,
in our
you a
household.
trap or what?
I do support people who are transgender, but I would advise against using a female avatar unless you are actually female. Could you try to move away from me? You may be scaring my 2 children with those breasts. Can you move a little bit farther away? I already have a wife. You know, my wife, she is very strict against a polygamy. She would advise against being married with 2 people. Could you move away from me?
I mean, polygamy would insinuate that you were married to Mary, but you're not, so therefore it would be adultery.
Throw a voice on, you know?
Well, I mean, you are moving close to me, which if you would like to suggest that that may mean something, could you move away from me? Could you stop doing that? Could you stop it? Because you are really scaring me. My wife is very strict. She would not like women close to me. She does not like any woman coming close to me, even my daughter. She does not want my daughter getting too close to me. In case anything gets too incestuous, would you please move away?
Just so you know, Boogie, just show off your flaws and stop putting on the...
There was this hacker, who was showing, like, porn, so I got, like, really scared.
Ah, yes, that is of trouble.
Oh, no, it's
Lots
not.
of trouble, I see
As a
that.
child, I would advise against
minutes ago.
watching pornography.
It's not only me
Yes.
going to, like...
Yeah,
Those are some
that
very
weed
troublesome people
smoker
there.
There's
guy.
gonna be other people coming up.
Some guy, I don't like you.
Why the fuck do you sound
So
like...
I
No,
was
that
kind
was
of
very rude to
scared.
say. I would advise.
I don't like you because you're super quiet.
We just have to convince the psychologist and stuff.
It seems to be apparent to me that I am too quiet. I think it should be louder now.
You're very loud now.
You're okay. Your voice almost scared me. It reminded me of like those creepy guys who like kidnap women and stuff.
Would you please either change your avatar because you are scaring my children, or move farther away because you are still scaring my children?
Would you
They could
mind
be.
if I cut open your throat really quick and have a little snack? You're too loud, it's quite annoying.
You know, you're really scaring my children by saying these very crude, very rude things.
I'm not scaring anyone.
You know, knives.
Hungry, love.
Knives are very scary to me.
Use some food. I need some
See,
sustenance.
that one is hungry.
Yes, you may give him food, but do not.
I'm hungry.
This one's hungry too.
It's
Do you mind
brains.
if I... Brains. This one likes brains.
Nope, that is very disturbing to talk about. I do particularly enjoy scrambled eggs. I would like to cook some right now. I could share some with you if I could just like potentially mail it to you, but I would like to eat scrambled eggs and not brains. Would you move that away from me? You are really scaring my children with that knife, especially with the blood that is on there, and you are...
Yeah, so what do you personally think about people that are from Asian descent, you know?
I do enjoy their company because my wife advises against racism. People of Asian descent are particularly enjoyable to have within my house. I had a woman by the name of Linda in my house several days ago. She was her
What was
company
her last name, like Fishhead?
No, that was not her last name. It was
Chong.
Chong,
It was Chong.
and she was very... No, that is not racist because that is her actual last name.
Chong?
I would...
You know, yo, that rhymes with dong. Dude, you're racist.
I do not know what you mean by dong, but that is
How come her name just couldn't be like Linda Patterson or something like that? Why did it gotta be like Linda Chong?
As you previously stated about 10 to 20 seconds ago, you were talking of people of Asian descent. She was of Asian descent, and because of that, her given name was Chong, in fact.
I don't know, you just need to be yourself.
Some guy, are you racist?
No, I am not racist. My wife advises against racism. She would not like racism. Even if you said the word racism in the house, it could potentially trigger her.
So, like,
So I would...
Is your wife Mexican or is she white?
She is of Caucasian descent.
I mean, I can't tell you...
So, like, you guys just roam around with, like, hoods on your head, like, it's no problem?
Well, I do not know what you mean by hoods, but we do like
I
to
mean,
walk
like,
around
I'm
and
talking about
promote our cause,
promote your cause. What is your
Are
cause?
you guys kind of
advising
like
against racism. A what?
Shouldn't the KKK wear hoods?
Jehovah's Witness. They're the people that like spread the word of God.
Well, not exactly. We do delve into Christianity quite often, but we are the type that join parties and just walk around and support, freedom and equality among America.
But like, so
The other countries, do they
so
not
you don't-
have equality?
so you don't.
I
believe, like,
traveled
you
to
don't believe
Canada
that,
for
like,
about 2 weeks last year. It was very nice. Everyone there was very nice to me, and I would like to support Canada as well.
So you don't like believe that we should just like start enslaving certain races so that like America could be a better place? You don't believe in that?
No, even thinking about enslaving other people is very, very disturbing to me. That is not.
Why wouldn't you? Are you racist?
No, I'm not racist. My wife does not like racism. I would not like if you talked about racism like that, in that way.
But like,
Excuse
so
me,
like,
sir.
this dude had a good point. Like, what if we discovered a sentient like alien race that wasn't human and we enslaved them? Like, is that okay?
As long as the aliens are nice to us, then we would not want to enslave them. I mean, I do not.
Would it be okay, like, if it was like Mass Effect? You know, like in Mass Effect, you can date the aliens. Do you think humans are supposed to date aliens? Like, is that okay?
If civilization reaches a point where aliens are so ingrained into our race, then it may be fine for them to have relationships with us as humans. It may be nice. I do not enjoy alcohol or
So
whatever
you're a
that
fucking
may be.
alien?
No, I would
Are you
not.
racist?
But that is not racism. That they.
It's not race, it's species.
Well, I guess it
You
would
should
be.
say species.
I guess it would be species at that point, but I think if they gave consent
Because race is
verbally,
a social construct, right?
but I mean, like,
Because racism is like where you're from.
well, sure, but
So you
aliens.
mean species?
Race is a social construct? Hello?
What if we find aliens that are dumber than us?
Yo,
Then can we enslave them?
Well, I mean,
I mean, if you talk like a black person, you probably are a black person. I don't think that's wrong. I mean,
No, there's nothing wrong with being of
if
a
you
different
were
race. I'm just saying that the race is not a social construct.
then I think you would identify as black. You'd be transracial.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's such a thing as transracial. Race is not biology. It's
excuse
your
me, this
origin,
this
you
female
know?
is trying to talk with sign language.
Well, at least I don't want to identify as a bobcat or something. Can you imagine
bobcats are
your
pretty
mom
cool.
telling you one day, "Hey, sweetie, I'm a bumblebee now, and I'm gonna feed you a stinger and some honey." You know how stupid that sounds?
Why are you even
That's why
I'm like,
gender is different because gender has science. Okay, race is a social construct because, like, if you were raised around white people, you're gonna act white.
I have no idea what I just walked into.
Well, it's just your origin. Like, there are black people who look like white people.
Okay,
if you
my two
reverse the
children
color.
are waking up at the moment. I would not like them to listen to this. I'm going to move away.
Let me watch you take a shit. Are they so uninteresting?
Yeah, exactly.
You walk into a pub, you think you're gonna see some normal shit. Little girl tells you that race is a social construct.
I think she got kicked from the server anyway.
Probably. I mean, like, she
Yeah.
did basically generalize entire races.
It's part of it, admittedly, but yes.
Do you need help? You need some help?
I know.
You need to be taught how to poo. Are you constipated? Or do you need medicine?
No, I just don't know how to poop.
You know, I was
mom
going
never
to
taught me.
recommend laxatives, but maybe they won't help you. I think you may need some doctors to help you learn how to poo. You know, they could probably help you very well.
I just don't know how to.
Take myself some time now.
They can't help me. They won't teach me either.
Okay.
I mean, they can probably teach you, like, you may need help with pooing. Speaking of pooing, I am rather constipated today. I use laxatives, perhaps they may help you if you don't know how to poo.
It's Tuesday, so no.
Wrong button.
I thought you just left. Okay.
No, wrong button. She's gonna go take a shower now. Cold shower.
Yeah, no. Take a
Yeah,
shower, clean it all day.
You know, the nights
Oh yeah, speaking of cold showers, they're particularly healthy for you, you know. You may want to take cold showers if you have any difficulty, you may want...
Whispering about over there.
Well, let's go find
You know, ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It can be good for your health, particularly. It can help you sleep, from what I've heard. It involves quiet noises that are particularly enjoyable to the ears. They can really help you to sleep. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, again, if you would like to Google it, it can be particularly helpful to you.
I feel like I'm trapped in a spell.
Speaking of spells, witchcraft is something that is particularly popular in Africa. Apparently people believe that witches exist, involving the burning alive of people who are convicted of being witches. It can be particularly scary, and I would... ASMR, speaking of ASMR, that stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It can be particularly helpful, like you can learn about that, and it can really...
Tap on a hairbrush, like this. Good.
I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but screaming can be particularly bad for your throat. I would prefer if you didn't scream. It can be very harmful for your throat. It can cause sickness, particularly.
I just left my cat for the third fucking time.
Oh yeah, speaking of cats, I used to own a cat about 3 years ago. He died in a car accident. Diglett, that is a Pokemon. Pokemon is a series that was started in the 90s, which started as trading cards. And so people trade their cards, and they can earn cards that can be particularly expensive nowadays, probably like hundreds of dollars. Oh yeah, Pikachu. That is a great example of one of the Pokemon in the Pokemon series. He is also infused with a Naruto.
Are you trash? Because I'd like to take you out. Okay, no, I like that. Okay, high five.
Speaking of trash, there is a very large trash pile in the Pacific Ocean. It is a very rising, growing problem. You know, the large trash pile is very...
Stop. Pause. Bring it over. Pause. Okay, you pause. You good? You good? Tell me you're good. I'm talking to you.
I'm good.
Okay, so here's the deal. We had a thing going, and you just came in the middle and started spouting off facts. Now, here's how you spout off facts. You stand on the edge, you wait for an opening, and then you say, hey guys, hey, that thing you're talking about, I got something relevant to it.
It's usually something that is involved in chests. Okay.